Hey everyone, it's 8-Bit Otter here with a list for you today, and I wanted to talk about a very interesting topic that I was just thinking about recently, is Pokemon with the same identical numbers in their Pokédex entry. And oddly enough, each Pokemon has the same identical numbers as the generation they appeared in. For example, like Rhyhorn appeared in Generation 1, its Pokédex entry is 111, Corsola is 222, that appeared in Generation 2, all the way up to Zacian, that appeared in Generation 8, and of course its Pokédex entry is 8888, or 888, just 3 8s. Anyways, today I thought it'd be fun to list my personal favorite Pokemon with repeating numbers. Now there's a total of 8, so it's only going to be a top 8 list. I hope you're not like, OCD about it not being a top 10 list, but hey, what can I do? The only requirement to make this list is having a Pokédex entry with 3 repeating numbers. With all that out of the way, let's begin.
Number 9. Number 9.
Remember when I said there was only 8 Pokemon? Well, I lied. There's actually one Pokemon that assisted many of us in our childhoods by endlessly replenishing our Hyper Potions, our Master Balls, our Golden Nuggets, and all that stuff, and always coming in clutch when we needed him. The Pokemon that's mysterious essence and appearance still has captivated many trainers to this very day, and left us wondering what exactly it was we saw on the coast of Cinnabar Island. Number 000, Missing No. In Generation 1, Missing No can be found by talking to the old man in Viridian City, flying directly to Cinnabar Island, and surfing along the shores of the east side. Encountering Missing No for the first time was like coming in contact with a nightmare. What the hell was this monolithic mess of pixels? Whatever it was, it shattered my 10-year-old brain, and my perception of the cute, cuddly world of Pokemon was met with a horrifying end when I engaged in combat with this faceless abomination. Just to be clear, I wanted to put Missing No at number 1, but because it's technically not a Pokemon, I figured it's just safest to put him at number 9 as an honorable mention.
Number 8. Number 8.
Coming in at number 8 in our list is from Generation 6, Pokédex entry number 666, Pavilion. Yeah, bet you didn't expect a happy butterfly to be number 666. Well, maybe this Pokemon is secretly an evil dark beast within that just takes the form of a butterfly. It's like what Bart Simpson says, no one ever suspects the butterfly. Pavilion follows in the footsteps of many gimmick Pokemon that came before it, such as Unknown, Spinda, or Rotom. And Pavilion's gimmick is that there are 20 unique forms, each with its own individual color palette, based on the geographic location of the 3DS in which the game is being played on. And unfortunately, this can't be changed, so you can't go in your system and be like, okay, I'm living in France now, when you're really living in the US, because, yeah, it doesn't work like that. So, if you're interested in collecting all variations of Pavilion and their shiny forms, you'll need to catch a total of 40 of these things, which will take you quite some time. You're going to need to make quite a few friends from around the world, and you're going to need one full box and 1/3 of a box to fit them all in.
Number 7. Number 7.
Next up from Generation 7, we got Togedemaru, Pokédex entry number 777. Huh. They probably should have made 777 be like a slot machine Pokemon and not like a little electric hedgehog, but hey. And its combination is pretty interesting, being part electric and steel, sharing the same typing combination of the Magneton family. And yeah, it actually is pretty useful. Togedemaru, as I mentioned, is a hedgehog Pokemon, and it's very reminiscent of Pikachu. It's the Alolan version. It's like the Alolan version of Pikachu, but it's not an Alolan Pikachu, if that makes any sense. It's just the mouse electric type Pokemon of the Alolan region. Like each Pokemon region has its own variation of a Pikachu. Its design is meant to resemble a Pikachu and kind of a bit of a Togepi with its triangular pattern motif. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I don't think the white and the grays and the browns really mesh well together. And this Pokemon comes across as not a little less impressive than the rest of the mouse family. It's fine, I guess. I think Togedemaru, number 777 from Gen 7, is definitely worthy of number 7.
Number 6. Number 6.
Here's another cute one. Number 333, Swablu from Generation 3. This little cotton swab bluebird, it's easily one of my favorite flying types. I mean, look at this adorable design. How could you not love this little guy? Also, it evolves into a dragon bird. Need I say more?
Number 5. Number 5.
Next up on our list, from Generation 2, Pokédex Entry number 222, Corsola. I really love this Pokemon's design. It's modeled after a little happy, floaty pink coral, and it also kind of resembles Clefairy a little bit with its pink and beady little eyes. It's just like a little, it's like a water rock version of Clefairy. And when I was a kid, I actually used to think that this was what Clefairy would evolve into if you used a water stone on it. But unfortunately, that's not the case, and it's kind of silly to think of nowadays. Corsa also has a ghost version in the Galarian region, and an evolved form that is Nightmare Fuel.
Number 4.
Number 4 from Generation 4, we have Pokédex Entry number 444. I just love how that works out. Hopefully for Generation 9, they get up to 999 just so they can keep this pattern going. Anyways, number 444, the dragon type ground Pokemon, Gabite. I always did love the design of the Garchomp family. They resemble a cross between shark, dinosaur, and dragon, all merging together to create one freaky, monstrous looking Pokemon family. As middle stage evolution goes, Gabite is one of my personal favorites. It has a nice looking design with its shark/jet aesthetic. I wonder if the creator was inspired by West Side Story. Gabite also has a great color palette that meshes well together, and that intimidating glare in its eye as if it's saying, "Back off." Trust me, you don't want to mess with this land shark.
Number 3.
Rhyhorn. Okay, I love this Pokemon because it has such a cool design. I love that polished rock finish that has almost a metallic glare to it. It's really cool and just an overall aesthetically pleasing Pokemon. Also, Rhyhorn is often one of the first Pokemon that comes to mind when I think of the franchise as a whole. I think that has to do with the fact that it was one of the first Pokemon programmed into the game, along with its evolved form, Rhydon, which was actually the first. So yeah, not only is it a really cool Pokemon, it's also one of the first. Very fitting of number 111.
Number 2.
Now we move on to Pokemon number 555 from Generation 5, the Fire type Darmanitan. Another interesting Pokemon that can change into a Zen form when its HP is below half, lowering its physical attack in exchange for increasing both its defensive stats and its special attack stats. Darmanitan's name and the design of its Zen mode are based off of Daruma dolls made in the image of the founder of Zen Buddhism, Bodhidharma. Generation 8 gave us Galarian Darmanitan that was an Ice type instead of Fire type while it was in its standard mode, but gained the Fire type when it became Galarian Zen mode. In its Galarian Zen mode, it became an awesome fire-breathing snowman, where other snowmen like Frosty are afraid of the heat. Not this one. This one embraces the heat and manipulates it to destroy its enemies. Oh, in case you're wondering why Darmanitan becomes a snowman in its Galarian form, that's because Daruma is the second part of Yuki Daruma, the Japanese word for snowman. Pretty cool. I was actually saving that for my Pokemon name variation video, but I figured I'd just give you a little bonus right here.
Number 1.
Alright, if you've been following along at home, you probably know there's only one Pokemon left. And you probably know what it is, as a matter of fact. And that Pokemon, without any further delay, is of course Zacian. Now, why did I choose Zacian? Zacian. You say it. I'm gonna say Zacian, whatever. Anyways, why did I choose this Pokemon? Well, the reason I think is it's just a really cool design. I love how it holds its sword in its mouth like a Zoro from One Piece. And yeah, its stats are pretty baller too. I mean, if you give it the Rusted Sword, it's on par with Arceus in terms of base stats, so that's pretty dope. But overall, yeah, I just think this is a really cool Pokemon, and it was one of the reasons why I chose to go with Sword version over Shield version. But that's just my list. How would you rank the Pokemon with repeating numbers in their Pokédex entry? I'm curious to know what you guys have to say, so leave in the comments your favorite Pokemon with 3 repeating numbers, or list them all, you know? That'd be really fun to see what everyone else comes with. Maybe Togedemaru is your number 1, or maybe Pavillion's your number 1. Or maybe, you know what the hell, you could put Missingino. How do you say his name? You can put M as number 1 if you want. I just want to see. So make sure you leave a comment below and hit that subscribe button for more content. And I will see you all next time.